Is your product or startup trapped inside of Schrodinger's box? Yes, this is part 2, and I'm going to be explaining all this in just a moment. Hey, it's Don Skaggs again with Empowered Inventing TV, where we try to help you help other people by taking your great innovation, the right opportunity, mixing all that up with sound wisdom, so you, no, not someone else, no, you, dear watcher or listener, can turn them into real things like products and businesses that actually make money. Now today I've got an odd question for you and a little bit of an illustration, and that is your product, is your invention, is your startup, is your business trapped inside of one of these, inside of Schrodinger's box? Now for those of you that don't know what Schrodinger's box is, or Schrodinger's cat is probably the more classical reference, is this thought experiment by a physicist in which he places this imaginary cat. Now, don't anybody get upset if you like cats, because no cat was actually harmed in this thought experiment. That's why they call it a thought experiment. So, this imaginary cat is put inside this box, and in this box is a random event, something that would generate a random event that we don't know if it really would happen or not, but it would generate this random event and open a vial of poison, killing the cat. Maybe it did, maybe it opened, maybe it didn't. We don't know yet because the box is closed. And then the theory goes that while it's unobserved, while it's still in the box, and we don't know what has happened, that the cat is in both an alive state and a dead state at the same time. I know it's really, really crazy, and the fodder of a lot of science fiction TV shows and everything else has to do with quantum mechanics. Don't worry yourself so much with that, but I just want you to be familiar enough with this to get what the point I'm trying to make with this. And that is, you have your own little version of this thought experiment, Schrodinger's box. Inside this could be your invention, could be your product, could be your startup. And until you open the box, you don't know whether this is a successful invention, product, or business yet. Because at this point, it's still stuck in the box. Now, what do I mean when I say that? How do you know if your product is trapped inside of one of these, where they're trying to get out, but you're not letting it out? I want to get to that part also in just a minute. So, how do you know that your product is trapped inside of Schrodinger's box? Well, do you have a demo type built, but you're still wanting to add features? You feel it's just not quite perfect yet? Nobody needs to see it yet? Well, let me say this. Don't let fear of rejection, because usually that's the underlying principle behind that when they're saying, oh, yeah, I just want to make it perfect. What if they don't like it? What if they, and you're thinking that in the back of your mind, you know you are. But don't let that fear of rejection hold you back and use perfection as an excuse to not move forward, to get it out of the box. So don't let fear hold you back, because I'll see this with a lot of inventors, entrepreneurs, especially the engineer types, where it's kind of the comfy zone to be in of development. Somebody one time, I think and this is a part 2 of a series, by the way. I had an earlier one, a much older video about Schrodinger's box and is your idea trapped. This is kind of a part 2. This is a little extension of that, if you will. So a lot of inventors, a lot of entrepreneurs, especially engineering types, they love to stay in that comfort zone. And I just want to, let's just make it a little more perfect. Let's just make it, and you end up in the development stage forever. and it never gets out. And if it does finally get out, A, you're usually out of money, you're out of time, the technology might have even passed you by now, and then on top of all that, you may find things out in the market that tell you whether it's dead or alive, and you spend all this time and all this money on nothing if it is not successful. So, are you waiting for a patent to be issued? Which boggles my mind. There's actually some inventors out there that think they have to have their patent issued. That's going to really protect me. Nothing bad will ever happen to me ever again if I just get that bad patent issued. And you're waiting on that before you do anything. That's nuts. Don't do that. We teach very lean, very smart strategies of using things called the PPA, the Provisional Patent Application, for independent inventors to give you that 1 year to answer that one question. Is it going to sell? I got to take it out of the box first. So you're doing all these prep things before you do take it out of the box, before you do have contact with customers, before you do start getting that vital feedback that you need. But some of us are just letting things hold us back. And let me talk to a third group out there, and this is a pretty large group I'm seeing, and that's a lot of us, including me sometimes, let the minutia of life get in the way of getting the process done, getting all your ducks in a row, getting ready to go live, and getting out there, taking it out of the box to find out if it's going to be a success or not. And you're usually procrastinating when you do that with useless things. Things are of much less importance than leaving a legacy, than creating a new business or a new income or a new product or being successful and changing your life and changing your legacy and helping other people. All that is stalled at a standstill because you keep putting things that are much, much less important than that ahead of that. And your mind will think, well, I'll get to it, I'll get to it, I'll get to it. Well, guess what? Getting to it never comes when you do like that. And again, a lot of times, I mean, we don't mean to do it, but we do it. So you have to be very, very purposeful about moving forward and getting that idea out of the box, opening it up, and finding out, is it a live opportunity or is it a dead one? So you've got to do that. So be ready to start talking to people. Get out there where the people who buy this stuff lives. And that's usually the big, scary place that we don't want to go to. So start getting out there. Start getting that feedback and learn how your product's response is to your market. That's what I mean when I say get it out of the box, because you've got to open this box. It's wanting to get out. Do you hear it in there? It's wanting out. No, there really isn't a cat in here. Okay, again, for any of those, don't freak out. So so start getting feedback. Learn about this response, because that's going to change things too. This is a cat that you can change things on. It's a very, very special animal, and you can change things, you can modify things, you can improve things to tailor it to what that customer wants. And that's what you do when you get the invention out of the box. All right, somebody commented, I think on the last one I did, and they said this was Tinkerville in a box. That's another, if you get that reference, you've been watching some of these videos, because I have a whole other one called Don't Get Trapped in the Town of Tinkerville, which is has a lot to do with this. Because you can just keep tinkering to death and forever, and you're trapped, and you never get out of that little town. It's kind of like being in the box, and that's what you do. Your invention stays in the box, and you stay in Tinkerville forever. So the more people you talk to in that marketplace, the closer you'll be to knowing about what's inside the box. Right now, you don't know. You can speculate all you want. You can say, oh, Don, I know. I just know. No, you don't. It's in the box. The box is closed. So you've got to open that box. You have to be prepared to open the box, but once you open the box, then you need to find out, and you need to find out very quickly. And you will. So the more people you talk to, the closer you're going to be to knowing, and then do the kinds of prep work that we teach. Don't let yourself get stuck in one of those steps of the process. And if you all know our idea steps and the steps you're supposed to take to go from idea, you have to pick the right idea, you have to document, you have to build a Frankentype, build a demo type, get your documentation in place, learn and know your market. All of these things are fast iterations, but any one of them, especially if it's a comfy one for you, you could get stuck in. So don't do that. That'll keep the box closed, and you'll never know, and you'll let too much time go by. So because you're not really in a race to get to a finish line to a patent. You're not in a race to get to the finish line of a prototype. You are not in a race to build it perfect, to get in any other step of that process that I was just talking about. No. You are in a race to start talking. This is the real finish line. You're in a race right now to get to that point where you can start talking to real potential customers and hear what they say. So document your idea, build that Frankentype, learn your market, do all your prep with your optics, get all your ducks in a row, drop that PPA on Tuesday, then on Wednesday, guess what? You start talking to people. And when you start talking to people, you're going to learn what you need to make your product alive or dead. Because actually, there's still hope at that. Unlike Schrodinger's cat, this isn't a one and done thing. Once you get the cat out of the box and you get that feedback, oh wait, I can resuscitate this cat because now I know what my customer's going to want in real life because I've talked to them, because I did all my steps beforehand. So that's going to tell you so much. So don't wait for some, and this is another thing, don't wait for some big break or Shark Tank moment. Now I see a lot of inventors that end up doing this. Don't let your product or startup be guided by some kind of Hunger Game rules where you have to be chosen by someone magical and someone in some big hierarchy somewhere, like a Mr. Big or a big corporation or a Shark Tank judge or whatever, or a VC. Don't wait on that. Now, if you get VC funding, that's great. I actually had somebody rail about me talking about bootstrapping online. I think they were talking about me. Don't know for sure, but it sure kind of sounded like it a little bit. But they were railing about that, and they said, I've raised VC money, and okay, great, good for you. But most people out there, most inventors, wait. They think, oh, if I could only raise this much. No, you don't have to do that. And what I always push is that there is always an alternative, and sometimes it can actually be the better one. I know it because I've done it. So anyway, to do any or all of this, though, you've got to take the product or the business out of the box. You got to take it out of the box. So take it out of the box. Get it out there. You've got to find out whether it's alive or whether it's dead. You've got to open the box. The only way to do that is to open the box. Maybe that ought to be a hashtag. Open the box. So are you doing the things to get your idea out of Schrodinger's box? Let me know in the comments. And if you're looking for help to get your idea off the ground and get it out there so you can know whether it's alive or dead, join us at kyinventors.org or empoweredinventing.com. We have a lot of resources for you out there. Go in, sign up, come to our meetings, become a member. Join us for our workshops. It's a great way to help you do that as well. So I'm Don Skaggs. This is Empowered Inventing TV. Like, subscribe, help us to build our tribe, and I will look to see you at the next meeting, workshop, online course, or on the next video.